I look pale in this makeup. I don't know how to feel about it, but anyway, this is not a makeup tutorial. This is me thinking up about having dark lips. Anyway, so hello and welcome to our second episode of me trying to play Hunter Killer. Empty Faces: The Woods. It's been a week since I played part 1. I don't think I'm any smarter today than I was a week ago, but hey, this isn't about being smart, this is about playing a game. So let's dig into envelope number 2 and see what we find. So we are dealing with witches. And I just realized that, you know, this makeup kind of might be inspired by that. I don't know. But hey, we're gonna roll with it. So, envelope number 2, as I marked when I unboxed it. And let's see. So, oh dear Lord, I felt like something was there. So, episode 2, we get a letter from Grace, scanned diary pages, enchanted paper, spirit alphabet note, a feather, a prism, doctor's memo, doctor's photo, and a blue house passage. Oh dear. So, let's get everything out. We already unpacked everything. The feathers were all over the place, I remember. And we kind of had to chase them. So, we got feathers that I suppose are to represent air, if you're going to follow like kind of like stereotypes. And we got the prism, which I really like. So cool. It's cool. Alright, so we got more of the diary pages. Let's see. Light mountain breezes, clear rippling waters, that's satisfaction. This morning I found this bolt up on the porch of all places. Someone had torn out part of the page. I can't imagine why Granny would do that, but who else could it have been? I hate to think that she would read my diary without my permission. Only things have been so tense between us lately. I haven't brought it up to her because I know we'll only argue about it. We're always arguing these days, it seems. We're always arguing these days, it seems. Granny just keeps saying that all this lightning will make me sick. When I was at the computer station today, I kept having this sense that someone was watching me. I would turn around to see if someone was looking at me, but it was quiet today. Only a few families and the librarian. Nobody seemed to notice me at all, and yet I could not shake the feeling in the space between my shoulders, as if someone was about to touch me. Then Kayla came, and she wanted to buy a new blouse, so she took me shopping with her. Every store we went into was playing a different song. I asked why they didn't all play the same song, and she laughed but it doesn't make Kyla sick, and I feel fine, really I do. Granny keeps harping on about my restless nights, but I can't see that it makes any difference. I've had a few bad dreams, but if that's the price I have to pay, I can stand it. Everyone else can live a normal life and do what they please, so why shouldn't I? More than anything, I wish she could see how happy I am. I never realized how lonely I was before. Oh, poor girl. I do feel sorry for her for being this isolated. Let's see. We do have, I believe that's a finch, and then That is the alphabet, isn't it? In. I don't want to expose my lack of comprehension of the English language, but I cannot remember. In Icelandic it's called now I can't remember that. But yeah, it's the alphabet when you're speaking with your hands. That's enough of that. Lest I expose any more of my ignorance. Let's see. And here is Grace's letter. Okay, dear stranger. So much you have to learn, and I fear our time runs short. Short in time, short in clarity. Deep in the dark dungeons of the mind, where we long to forget, there is a weakness in all of us. Through it demons whisper. Subtly we begin to hear them, a faint scratch that cannot be itched, or a vague thirst that cannot be quenched. Sleep may seem a solution to this, a way to ignore the demons through the night in the hope that the sun of new day will burn out evil. But this way of thinking is foolish. All things in light cast a shadow. See the doctor. See this photo I took of him with a pinhole camera I made. Also, Grace took this picture with his little face friend. I took it through a prism. This separates light into its parts so we may see truth that may be hidden. I cannot trust him now. I will keep an eye on him. But know that while you gain strength in your dream space, so too the faceless dark strengthens. Use the prism in this way to reveal those whose hearts may dwell in shadow. To ignore the shadow is to let its power fester, and too often it is ignored. Beneath the veil of dawn looks a fomenting? I'm sorry, is that a typo? Is that fomenting or fermenting? Evil dripping with hunger and hate. Actually, I'm gonna let you watch the doctor. My family has been powerless to stop it for all our generations. Only have we been able to keep it at a distance. Our gifts connect us more intimately with the dream space, and therefore we are at greater risk of corruption. It seeks to use my family to further its own goals, goals that we cannot yet reckon. Yet believe me when I say to you, it is nothing less than horrifying. That is why we must save Isabella soon. The longer she remains in her away state, the more time the evil has to take her wholly. The less it has of us, the longer we may sustain equilibrium and to continue to survive. To this end, we must find help. You must help. I have divined in the Occam. Occam, that's type of like witch cradle, isn't it? I think it is. I have divined in the Occam that there is another who may help us, another that you know better than I. She has answers. I see much, but the lightning blinds me, and I will not go near it. I will not, but you may. You have, you will. Thank you, Grace. Next step requires the three mighty elements: soil, sky, and sea. I give to you a feather from a beast of the sky. I also give you a sheet of paper from a tree grown in the soil that I have enchanted. It is an old enchantment, one to connect those in need of each other. On the paper I first inked a series of icons that my mother taught me were sacred helpers. Robin, bat, ladybug. Acorn, bee, dandelion, owl, firefly, fox, dragonfly. A special candle once used to baptize, I lit at midnight. As I held it in my hand over the paper, I watched the dim flickering light reflect in Isabella's unblinking eyes. I spoke into the flame, into the light, into what hope remains. My granddaughter and I are now connected to this paper. You must also be so. Fill a large bowl with the third element, water. You assume that I have a bowl. I have a cup. You needn't go far. As much of what we are is water, as the cycle of rain, steam, and clouds repeats, as is all water connected to the sea. Does that mean I can just go down, like, not that far from my house and actually pick up seawater? I'm kidding, I'm being pedantic, sorry. Sorry, to mention she, I'm sorry. Add the feather to the water. Remove the feather. Set the paper to float on the surface of the water. Grasp the bowl with both hands and say Isabella's name 30 times. Then, using your left hand, tap the bowl 3 times. 3 taps, 3 elements. The way forward will be revealed. Good luck, be brave, the long fingers of the dark reach for us all. Bless, Grace, you, Montgomery. Okay. I have no idea how to use a person, so excuse that. Okay, the feather. She says the feather though. I have like 4. Anyway, so that is Grace's instructions on how to perform magic, which I would definitely not recommend for anyone who isn't, you know, magically inclined. Like this, I know it's a game. Still, she's asking a complete stranger. And here is the letter from the doctor with this, well, it's a single sheet this time, with this horrendous printing thing. I'm wondering, I still don't have any clue why it's like that, whether it's possessed or whether it's the doctor who's possessed, like Grace theory seems to be implying. Okay, but from the test of Dr. Harold G. Oliver, MD, Cooper's Rock, WWE. Isabella remains in serious condition. I maintain my optimism that all will be well. Sin is be holy, but all shall be well, and all manner of things shall be well. That I would receive the same vision as the old anchoress only steals my resolve. I heard of a new treatment that may be beneficial. I will search for someone in the pharmaceutical trade who will sell it to me. If only I could convince Grace that Isabella is gaining strength, that this new drug may help, then perhaps she would not worry so much for her granddaughter. And then she could have more freedom to go about her days. Isabella will hang on, and I will continue to treat the household in confidence as long as I may. One hard copy of this report printed for Grace's record. Sorry? Are these notes that doctors usually write, like old anchoress? Sin is be holy, but all shall be well, and all manner of things shall be well. I'm sorry, what? Okay. Might be cultural, because I am Icelandic and this sounds very, very American, but I don't feel like it's a doctor's place to talk about sin. So here's the paper that we're supposed to put in the water. And here is the note that we have the ciphers for. So, and I do have a pen and a pencil this time ready, so excuse me while I translate the note. Okay. I mean, I figured out what H is, so potentially. So what word in? Oh, would that be hush? Hush, dear. Hush, dear baby, hear the rain. Hush and sleep, be calm again. Okay, so we're potentially deciphered this note. Hush, dear baby, hear the rain. Hush and sleep, be calm again. Okay, so the last clue that we are left is the beginning of chapter 3 of The Blue House. Pages 47 and 48. Okay. What bothered Emily the most about her room was that she could never see the sunrise. Her house blocked the morning light from shining into her backyard, keeping it damp and dark for too long. Her window faced the western sky, giving her the perfect view of the sun setting into the trees behind her house. But she hated the colors and how blinding the light was, especially in the summertime. She would much rather see the sunrise. Today her mother came to feed her breakfast and remind her that Gwen was visiting in the afternoon. Emily had lost track of the days and completely forgotten. Are you sure she's coming? She asked. Of course, why wouldn't she be? Emily suddenly felt her stomach turn. Mom, will you bake some cookies, please? It doesn't matter what kind, she said. Maybe not snickerdoodles, though. Gwen doesn't really like cinnamon. And there should be a green jacket somewhere. She left it here the last time. She also left me some books, but they're still in my dresser and I didn't get to read them yet. But, honey, calm down, her mother said, gently urging her to lay back. Emily had tried to sit up without realizing it, and now her whole body was heavy. She took a deep breath before speaking again, quieter this time. Will you comb my hair before she comes? I'm sorry, lately Don't be. Sleep a little bit more for now. I'll get you ready in a bit. Emily was propped up on a stack of pillows when there came a gentle knock on her bedroom door. Gwen was all smiles when she came inside, a plate of warm cookies in hand, and seeing her made Emily feel small and faded. Her hug was tight, comfortable, but Emily could barely return the touch. Gwen sat on the edge of her bed and stroked her long combed hair. You look good, Em. A lot better than last time. That wasn't true. What do you want to do today? We can listen to music or watch a movie? Oh, did you get to read any of those books I left? Emily glanced at the stack of books on the dresser and shook her head. Sorry, I haven't had the chance. You can take them back. No, that's all right. Keep them a while longer. I know you love that fantasy trilogy. I brought a few more if you want to take a look, Gwen said, rummaging through her tote bag. Here are some DVDs too. I saw this movie in theaters and it was so amazing. The theater? Who did you go see it with? Gwen stilled. Mark and Hannah. I know they haven't stopped by in a while, but they really miss you. They always talk about you. I'll convince them to come next time and we can all hang out together. You don't have to do that. It's fine. Let's listen to some music or something. It's not fine though. They say they're busy, but that never stopped them before. I don't know why it's so different lately. Why do you still come over? Emily could see her stiffen and search for the right kind of words, and she felt sorry for making Gwen feel this way. Because I want to see you, Gwen finally said. Is that a bad thing? Not really. I'm sorry, I still don't really know the right way to help. You can't, Emily looked out the window. You can't do anything about it. Gwen didn't reply, so Emily closed her eyes. When she opened them again, her room was dark and her friend was gone. She was glad to miss the sunset. The moon was a big white hole in the sky. So that just makes me more and more confused. So we have, this might be a clue, like maybe. So someone has been going into Isabella's diary and racking it and tearing out pages and throwing them out. Isabella feels isolated in a diary, like she's not allowed to go live her life or do anything, like see movies, or go on the internet. Like everything that she's doing is behind her grandmother's back. Pretty classic trope, but Granny is still calling her stranger and sending us magic to do. The doctor's note is really weird, talking about sin is be holy, but all shall be well, and all manner of things shall be well. This note seems to be some kind of a lullaby, and this is the beginning of chapter 3 in the blue house. Like blue tends to be a color of like either magic or deep thinking, depression, sickness, even like it can be so many things. I believe, don't quote me on that though, I'm stretching up memory. But it's definitely about a girl who seems to be having trouble staying awake. She's bound to her bed. Something happened. Her friends aren't seeing her, except for one friend. She's apparently driving away, though she doesn't mean to, but something happened and she's not feeling well. Like, I have thoughts, but I'm not sure where they're leading. But this story is really interesting. I have no conclusions. I have a lot of questions, but no conclusions. I am, however, really getting feeling that I don't really trust the grandmother. Not sure about what this thing with the doctor means, but just because someone is the one who reached out to you and is the one to get you involved with things doesn't mean that they are the best person. Like, sometimes it's a person who is responsible who is reaching for help. So I don't trust anyone. I am inclined to kind of feel sorry for Isabella because definitely something happened. Someone seems to have placed a curse on her, but I'm not ruling out Grandma. Like, that may be mean, but I'm not ruling out Grandma. Like, yeah, that is episode 2. We have no more, like, no conclusions except that I don't trust anyone, and we have a lot more questions. I am rather excited to see where episode 3 is gonna take us. Like, what questions will be raised there? Do we get any questions answered? Probably not. Maybe some, some more ciphers, secret messages revealed, but answers, I don't know. Like, this is fun though. So thank you for tuning in with me and sticking with me. And honestly, if you feel like leaving any comments, put a ghost emoji, because I think we're dealing with ghosts rather than demons. Ghost of the past. So I will hopefully see you for the 3rd episode, whenever that will be up, and we'll see where this story takes us. I'm confused. But see you later. Okay, take care. Bless, bless.